Hello everyone, I'm Sharpedo43 once again bringing you all another Wi-Fi battle. This one's going to be against TheKillerNacho and it's going to be in the UU tier. As you can see, I'm going to be bringing this team again, the one that I used against Cypher in the last battle that was also UU. And I'm hoping to redeem it, honestly, because, dude, had I just went for Psychic with that Latias on the Altaria, dude, I would have been in a really good position. In fact, I probably could have won that battle if it wasn't for that, honestly, because that Mega Altaria really gave me a beating, honestly. So hopefully I don't repeat that same mistake again, honestly. Now, why do I say that for you ask? Well, because as you can see here, Nacho here has actually a Altaria, and I'm pretty dang convinced it's the Mega. Who on earth would actually bring a regular Altaria to the UU tier, honestly? I don't know. Some crazy people would, honestly. But Snack here is not gonna actually definitely bring that kind of stuff against me, honestly. He wouldn't underestimate me that much. Honestly, I know I'm not the best, but I don't think he'd underestimate me as far as to go bringing in a Altaria, but I don't know. But either way, he has a Mega Altaria on his team, and he also has a Scissor, 2 mons that were brought against me by Cypher in the last battle. So with this team, I'm actually like wondering, can I actually do a lot better? Can there be any improvements with this team this time? Well, I don't know, honestly, because this team, the one that I have, seems to be heavily overwhelmed by Darmanitan alone, that if he gets the right matchups, he'll just pivot around and just get the better out of me, honestly. And he also has Azelf to set up rocks, explode afterwards as well, which is pretty devastating. But yeah, so yeah, I haven't battled the Snack in goodness knows how long at this point, but it's because, for one thing, I've been doing too many draft leagues, and I've been doing mostly draft league battles, and second of all, whenever Snack streams, he usually doesn't ask for battles these days. He just does playthroughs or Nuzlocks or stuff, but afterwards, he's just like, he just doesn't feel the battles, which is, I guess, understandable, because honestly, at this point, with the Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee games out, not a whole lot of people are really focusing on Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon right now. So, yeah, and even though he says he's not really gonna get those games, at least not yet, he still is just kicking around with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, but he hasn't been like you know, uploading battles as much, but again, for the obvious reasons. So I'm actually very glad to finally get a battle with the man, because honestly, I actually miss battling this fella. Like, can it just be like old times when we used to just battle like on a regular basis, like back in Oras and maybe even in Sun and Moon? But yeah, so anyways, all of my, I wouldn't say arbitrary, but you know, all of my digression aside, let's get into the battle, because this battle was a pretty interesting one. It was a close enough battle, honestly. I thought it was a pretty interesting one. But yeah, so this is my boy the Snack, looking all badass, kind of like Shofu, honestly, but it's the Snack this time, which is actually kind of cool. But anyways, I'm gonna lead off with Celebi here. He's gonna lead off with Darmanitan, and already this is a bad lead, and I was honestly hoping he wouldn't lead with Darmanitan, but then I should have thought about the fact that it does kind of heavily answer my team, that if I lead with any of these mons right out of the gate, I could be in predicaments, honestly. So right here, what I'm going to do, because I know for a fact that I'm not looking too hot with the matchup here so far, I decided to just YOLO it and go into Heracross here, predicting a U-turn, hoping for goodness sake he goes for a U-turn, and thankfully he does, and he is gonna get the initiative still though, and he's gonna go into Azelf as a result. My Flame Orb procced already, so I don't have to waste a turn trying to get it up again, or trying to get it up for the first time. So if I just send in Heracross, I can just start spamming close combats or whatever. But because it's an Azelf, I decided not to stay in and just go straight into Klefki. He gets his Stealth Rocks up, which is kind of bad, but I'm gonna send out Klefki to get Spikes up at least. And because I went for Spikes, he actually saw that coming, and he's gonna go for Taunt right here. So now I can't get it. I can't get a Thunder Wave out, which is kind of what I wanted to slow this Azelf down, because I have Sharpedo, and my Sharpedo's not jolly. So I don't know if well, actually, I think at +1 speed it does outspeed, but the thing is that how often will I be able to get a protect speed boost with Azelf versus Sharpedo? Honestly, he just switch out, honestly. But yeah, anyways, here I send in Celebi, hoping he goes for Psychic or something. No, actually, no, I think I was just hoping he'd U-turn, honestly. I know it's X4 weak against Celebi, but at least I wouldn't be matched up with the Azelf anymore. But he ends up just going for knockoff, and I didn't take that very well. He knocks off my leftovers, I think it was. And here I stay in and just go for recover. But then here, because I kind of was thinking, what if he expects me to recover again? I decided just to go for U-turn this time, and he actually does go into Darmanitan, which is actually, it makes me really grateful that I actually went for the U-turn, because if I didn't, he would have the initiative to just go, or he would have the advantage to go for a Flare Blitz again, and nothing switches into that. So I was lucky the first time that he just went for U-turn, but like a second time he'll definitely just go for the Flare Blitz, bro. So I just decided, you know, let's just U-turn, and thankfully it paid off because now I got a nice matchup here with Hippodon. Unfortunately though, what I decide to do right here is just go for Stealth Rocks, because I kind of thought he'd switch out, given that I know that he can that Darmanitan cannot just KO Hippodon and can just get Earthquaked in return, but he just stayed in and went for Flare Blitz. And he does quite a number to my Hippodon, which kind of makes me wonder if this thing is actually like Choice Banded and not Choice Scarf, because it did a lot of damage, honestly. And you know Hippodon has very, very decent defense. So here, I decided to switch out. This is a debatable play. I don't even know if it was the right play or not, but I do Hard Switch in Latias, and I know that this Flare Blitz has been doing way too much damage. But the reason why I switched out was because I realized that the Sandstorm turns were actually running out, and I actually kind of wanted to preserve Hippodon so that I can send it out, get the Sandstorm up, and potentially sack it, because and just to like have Sandstorm up. And the reason why I want Sandstorm is so that I can actually chip down a lot of his mons, especially the Mega Altaria that he has in the back of the team, because yes, that is the Mega, by the way. I don't think it's gonna be a regular Altaria, honestly. So here he's gonna go, or I'm gonna go into Klefki first. And here's he's gonna send out Scizor. I was not hoping for this matchup, honestly. If I expected Scizor, I would have so gone into Heracross here at the very least. I don't know if that would have been a good idea though, but I would have sent it in instead. But because I am now matched up with Scizor with Klefki, I have to just go for Thunder Wave and hope for goodness sake it's not a Swords Dancing variant. And if it is, then just have it get paralyzed over and over again, so I can at least have a chance at switching out or something. Because yeah, but here he goes for Bullet Punch, and it does quite an amount, and I couldn't tell if this was a Choice Banded set or but it wasn't Life Orb because it didn't take Life Orb damage. So here I'm gonna go for Spikes. I wasn't sure if this was a bad play, but now that I think about it, he also did have Suicune as well, which could have taken at least some nice residual damage from the hazard, so that Sharpedo can maybe 2-hit KO the Suicune. So I figure, okay, let's switch out now that I got one more layer of Spikes up, and just go into Hippodon and hope he doesn't set up that Swords Dance, because if he does, then yeah, we're in trouble. We're pretty much screwed, honestly. So here he does get paralyzed, which is like, wow. I send this in to get sacked, and all I get is a paralysis. So it's like, wow. So here I stay in nonetheless and just let this thing take me out, because I don't have switch-ins to a Bullet Punch anyways. And if this thing is banded, I don't have switch-ins to Bullet Punch either, honestly. So Hippodon finally goes down right here. I get the Sandstorm up, but it kind of doesn't really matter, honestly, just because I'm matched up with a Scizor, and Scizor is not going to take any damage from Sandstorm because it's a Steel type. So what I do right here is go into Heracross and try to close combat it. He does take me out with a Bullet Punch with a crit, but I actually did the calc to see if that crit even mattered. It didn't, honestly, because it was a Bandit Scizor. You're going to find out here. You're going to find out that it was actually a Bandit Scizor this whole time, because here he should technically have gone for the U-turn here, but he actually tries going for Bullet Punch on my Sharpedo, which I know for a fact can take at least one Bullet Punch. But because he went for Bullet Punch again, I was already convinced that he was Choice Banded. And banded Bullet Punch to Heracross does actually, in fact, 1-hit KO from where I was at right there after Stealth Rocks. And even if I survived after burn damage, I would have been gone. Would have gotten some nice chip damage, but I would have been gone down, basically. But again, the crit didn't matter, honestly. So here I send out Sharpedo, hoping I can take this out, because if not, I could get 2-hit KO by the banded Bullet Punch. But he did get paralyzed right here, which kind of gave me the chance to still be able to 2-hit KO this Scizor and only take one Bullet Punch as opposed to two, because looking at that damage, another Bullet Punch would have actually done my Sharpedo in. And as you can see right here, I would not have been able to take out the Scizor with Mega Sharpedo right here. So here he's now going to send out Suicune. Now here's probably the last threat on his team, because I think with the rest of his team I can probably handle it without Sharpedo, but this thing I kind of need Sharpedo just to, like, you know, dent it, the Suicune. Jeez, I was kind of lost there, but yeah, denting the Suicune with freaking Crunch, because I was thinking after the hazards I should be able to 2-hit KO it, and that would have been the case had this Suicune not had rest, honestly. But because this turned out to be a resting set and a resto chesto set, no less, now I have to potentially 3-hit KO it. So I go for Crunch again here, hoping for the defense drop, because that would have been the only way I could have probably taken out the Suicune. But unfortunately I don't get the defense drop, and he goes for Scald, gets a crit. I'm honestly not sure if that would have actually allowed him to 2-hit KO me or not, like without the crit. But if not, then the crit really didn't matter, and he could have just 2-hit KO me anyways. However, my Sharpedo comes in clutch right here and goes for the Crunch and actually gets a critical hit. And I was like, Yo, that actually mattered. That was like the most obvious mattering bit of RNG that's ever happened in this battle, because the Sharpedo might have gone down. In fact, it should have gone down as early as the Scissor, honestly, when it was still around, honestly. Because that thing, all it needed to do was just bullet punch me twice and I would have gone down. But thanks to the paralysis, I was able to survive with Sharpedo here. And now here he's going to send out Mega Altaria, which thanks to my +1 speed boost, I outspeeded. And I am an adamant Sharpedo, so a Ice Fang definitely takes this thing out after rocks. So I don't know if Jolly would have, honestly, and I honestly didn't want to risk it. That's why I ran adamant Sharpedo this time around, just in case I run into Mega Altaria, because I already faced it once with Cypher. But yeah, and he brought it again, so I was actually lucky to have brought adamant Sharpedo again. But yeah, here he's going to bring out the Aurora, which I thought was going to finish off my Sharpedo with either Fake Out or Quick Attack. But turns out it doesn't even have a priority move. So I just take it out. And now here he's going to go into Azelf, which after rocks, if this thing was sashed, well, now it's not because of the rocks. So, and I outspeed it at +1 because this thing wasn't scarfed. And I just take it out with a crunch. So damn, I just got myself one hell of a Sharpedo sweep right here. And it's kind of sad though, because like I got it against the Snack, and I only got it because there was a lot of RNG in my favor. The paralysis on Scizor precisely when I had Sharpedo out mattered, because it could have gotten a bullet punch off, and had he not gotten paralyzed like again or something, he would have just taken out Sharpedo there. But then there was that second chance with Suicune, where he could have probably 2-hit KO'd me with Scald, given the HP I was left with due to the bullet punch from Scizor, and he would have been able to 2-hit KO me right there. But because, you know, again, I got the crit with Crunch from Mega Sharpedo, Sharpedo was just able to like freaking sweep the rest of his team, which was like really crazy. It's crazy, like if Sharpedo gets away with just KOing one Mon and there's hazards up, it just starts to destroy everything. And if RNG is in his favor, it's pretty much game over, which is like, it's pretty dang crazy. But yeah, and you know what's interesting? This battle is actually kind of reminiscent of a couple of battles that I had in the past. One in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and one in Sun and Moon. I am not gonna go into detail in what those battles are. I'll just link them in the description below so you guys can kind of see what the battles, which are the battles that actually remind me of this battle that I have right here, or what battles I'm reminiscing over from this battle that I had right here with the Snack. So yeah, so you guys can check that out if you guys want. But yeah, good game to the Snack, and I apologize for the hacks, honestly. It just happens, honestly. Like, the only reason I'm showcasing this battle, honestly, is just because Sharpedo got to sweep, honestly, and you know that I like to sweep with Sharpedo. Like, even if the RNG is in my favor, I like to sweep with Sharpedo. Like, honestly, couldn't I just get this kind of RNG against people that I actually don't like to lose to? Why does it have to be against people that I actually don't mind losing to, like the Snack? Because Snack is awesome. But, yeah, either way, I mean, it is what it is, and hopefully, he doesn't hate me for this, honestly, because he should know that I admire him more, and I know that he's a better battler. In fact, I already pointed it out already. Had that RNG not happened, I might have already lost. He had a better chance of beating me, if anything, than me beating him, honestly, just because the matchup was just not in my favor, honestly. So I was actually lucky to have won this battle, if anything. But anyways, thank you all for watching this battle, and do check out TheKillerNacho. I'll leave his handles in the description below. I'll catch you guys in the next battle, but for now, just take it easy.